Hi everyone. Let's start our recitation 6. In this recitation, we would like to introduce JavaScript, and we would like to create some initial programs and also teach some debugging techniques. In the previous recitations, we have teach you how to use HTML programming language to build up a web page, and also including something like uh, on text, images, and some other styles setting in the web page. But there are still some tasks that we cannot complete only using HTML, right? For example, if we want to just do some computation, we have some data and then we want to do some computation using this data and then present this computing result to our web page. So how do we complete this task? Then we need to introduce a new programming language, JavaScript. JavaScript is a programming language for systematical computation, and if we combine the usage of JavaScript and HTML, we can build up a very complicated and useful web page. Okay, so this is a purpose of introducing JavaScript. And also, we need to open up our Visual Studio Code, and also you need to choose a file folder as your working space. Okay. Our first task is to just compute the sum of two numbers. Okay. So we also need to just open a HTML file, just create, and we just name it as gs1.html. Okay. Give me a second. And also we need to just build up a basic structure for an HTML file, which I have already teach you how to do this. You need an exclamation and then press tab. Okay. And for the title part, we can name it as my first JavaScript program. Okay. First JS program. Okay. So next, since HTML cannot perform calculations, JavaScript code will be added to perform the calculation within the HTML code. And if you want to add the code for computation using JavaScript into a web page, you need to use a tag which is called script. S-C-R-I-P-T, script. You need to use this tag, okay? And just press tab. So within the script tag, we can add some code for JavaScript and do the computation. So now I will show you the code to just add two numbers. In JavaScript, if we want to do a computation for two numbers, first we need to initialize the variables. Okay, so we need to use the keyword which is var, representing for variable. For example, now we just have a task to buy into cars for the company and needs to find out the total price. And we have two variables. First is Ford, and next is Benz. Okay. So after each line of the JavaScript code, we need to add a colon. Okay, we need to add a colon to end this line, which is very different from our HTML programming, right? And next we just make Ford equal 1000, okay, and also colon. Don't forget about this. Next, Benz equal to 2000, and the total price equal to Ford plus Benz. Okay, So now we have finished the computation for the total price of two cars. Okay. So now if we want to, right now we have just finished our computation, but if now we just click go live and then in the web page, we can now see nothing because right now we have just finished the computation. We just have three variables, which are for bands and the total price. Now we need another line or another code to present just to display our computation result to the web page. So what do we need to use right here? We need to use another keyword or called command, which is called alert. Okay. So if we add the fifth line alert and the total price, uh, so alert is a command, and then after alert, you need to add a pair of brackets, and within the brackets, you need to add the variable name to which is the variable that the computation result you want to present to your audience in the web page. So after we add this, then we save our web page and get back to this, and it's clear that the web page presents the result, which is 3,000. Okay, and this is just the basic task for computing the sum of two numbers. So this is our first task. We may face with a problem that if we just present the number 3,000, that audience cannot figure out what is the number represent for. And within alert, we can just add some text to give the audience reminders about what is this value representing for. Like you need to remember to add a pair of quotations to represent for the text, and the text should be total price is with a dollar symbol, and then we use a crossing. No, we use a plus symbol. So what we want to display to our audience is first this sentence and then with the number. Okay, and we save this file and get back to check. We need to refresh. Now the web page has changed to the total price is $3,000. Okay, so this is the first task. The task one is really simple, which cannot satisfy our real requirements. Now we may face with a much difficult problem, which is if the total cost of two cars is greater than $3,000, then the car dealer will give you a discount of 1,000. Okay, so how do we finish this task, this computation? So we need a decision process, right? If the total price is larger than $3,000 and the discount will be 1,000. Okay, so we need to just change this process, right? And I think right now we need a new variable which is called discount. You need to remember that once you want to, every time you want to use a new variable, you need to first initialize this variable and use the var keyword to just to initialize the new variable. And we can just set the variable equal to 0 at first. And after the computation for the total price, oh sorry, I think I'm making a mistake. You can, because we have used use the new variable which is called total price, and we need to add a var to to announce this variable. And now if total price is larger than 3,000, and the discount will equal to 1,000. Okay. And now total price will be total price minus discount. And also the alert, this line will be the same. In order to just differentiate and test our results, we can just change the size of the price for Ford equal to 1,500. Okay. And now we save this file and get back to our web page and refresh this web page. It's clear that the total price has been changed to 2,500, and it represents it just proved that our computation is correct, because 1,500 plus 2,000 will be equal to 3,500, and then if we use 3,500 minus 1,000, and it will equal to 2,500. Okay. We have already covered the first two texts, but sometimes we may face with some problems during the coding because you are not a very experienced programmer, and sometimes when you write code, you may just do some bugs, and now I will teach you how to debug your code. Because right now the code is correct, I just add some bugs to this code, like in the line 15, and we use if, right? Or we just change if to some wrong keyword or command, like if else. So now, if we just save this HTML and change back to our web page, and when we refresh this web page, we can now see anything, right? We can now see the right computation result of $2,500. So now we want to figure out what is going wrong within our HTML code. We want to just have a tool which can tell us that this segment of code has a bug within the line 15, right? In this keyword, we have a bug. So now I will teach you how to using your Google Chrome or Firefox to debug your HTML code. On the upper right corner, we just see a button with 3 points, and it is called Customize and Control Google Chrome. And once we click this, it has a menu bar. And if we just click More Tools, we can see a button which is called Developer Tools. And also, you can just press Control plus Shift plus I to open the Developer Tools. Or if you are Mac users, you can use Command plus Shift plus I. And once you need to just open the developer tools to help you debug your HTML code. So now we have opened up the developer tools for a web page for the browser. It has many pages like elements, console, sources, network, performance, and memory. The tools for debugging is the console. You just need to just click console. And right now we can just see a warning to just tell you uncaught syntax error, unexpected token. And it tells you, the browser tells you that this bug happens in line 15, right? You can see 15 right here. So now if we change back to our code, we can see in line 15, we have a bug on the command or keyword for if is not correct. If we change back to if, which means that the code is correct, and we get back, we can see the web page has already presented the right result, which is the total price is $2,500. So this is the usage of Web Console to just debug our code. Okay, but you need to be aware that the console, the developer tools are not cannot do anything for just debug your code because uh, you may make some errors which are not syntax errors, like some grammar errors or some computation errors. The web console is not so smart to just differentiate these errors. The console can only differentiate your syntax errors. Okay, so if you just change the minus to plus, which means that you have made up a grammatic error or just called systematic error, the web console cannot debug your code. Like, okay, so I think we have already covered the first two tasks and the debugging console. And now we can have our second part, which is about some much more difficult tasks using JavaScript. The task is to just finish the computation for an electronics store has a promotion offering a discount of 12% for its UHD TV sets. A customer is interested in a TV set whose price is $2,000. The store is located in New Jersey, so a 7% sales tax will apply to the discounted price. Calculate the final price to the paid by the customer. The program should display the final price. Compared with the first two tasks, this task is a real-world task which is much more complicated and difficult to program, right? And you need to just finish this task by yourself within just 10 to 15 minutes, and you can follow the strategy I suggested. First, you need to create variables and assign values to them based on the data, like TV price, discount tax, discounted price, final price. And then you need to finish the computation for the discounted price, and you need to do the calculation for the final price using the discounted price. And you need to use the alert to display your final price. You can just follow this process to finish your code, and after 10 to 15 minutes, I will just give you the right answer. You can just now click stop and finish this task. Okay. So I will tell you the answer for this task. And first, we also need a script, right? And within the script, we need some variables. We need to announce them, like TV, right? Discount, tax, discounted price, and final price. So we have 5 variables for this task. And the TV should equal to 2,000, right? And discount should equal to 12%. Tax should equal to 7%. Now it's clear that discounted price should be equal to TV minus TV plus E minus discount. Okay, so this is the computation for the TV price. Oh, sorry, the discounted price. Because the original price for TV is $2,000, and if we use TV times 1 minus the discounted percentage, and we will get the discounted price for the TV, right? And now we need to finish the computation for the final price, which is the total price after giving the tax. Okay, so final price will equal to discounted price times 1 plus tax, the percentage for tax, right? And now we have just finished the computation for the final price. We need use alert to just present the final price, and the reminder text should be the final price is, and then we need to add a plus sign, and the variable name is total price, the final price. Sorry. Okay, so I think we have already finished up the computation for the final price for the TV sets, and we need to just run this HTML file on the browser to test whether our coding is correct. We just click Go Live. Sorry, I think our coding is not correct because the web page did not present the right answer. So we need to just check where we made some bugs. And also we need to use the develop tools. And we need to use console, but console didn't tell us any syntax error right here. So we need to recheck our code. Okay, I just checked my code, and I didn't see any bugs here. I think I just opened up a different live server which cannot present the right answer, and I have fixed this problem. And this is a code for computation of the final price for the TV sets, and you can just check whether your code is correct. And if we change back to our web page, and it has already presents the final price is $1,883.2. So this is the right answer if you do the computation using calculator or just handy. So the number is correct. This is a test for computing or TV set price after the tax. So sometimes we face with some different cases, because right here we have already set the TV sets equal to $2,000. But sometimes we would like to some usage of our web page, or some users of our web page may want to just input some TV prices to calculate the results for the price after tax. So we just need to change the format of the input. Right here, we have already initialized the TV price in our code, and we hope that the users of our web page can just input the TV price using our web page. So how do we do such the task? So we need to just change this line. We need to use a new function which is called prompt. So the code will be like this. TV equal to 1 times prompt. Enter your TV price. So we need to just use the prompt function to collect the input from the users. And within the prompt, within the pair of brackets, we just need to add a text to reminder the which value they need to just type or input. It should be the price of the TV stats. And because sometimes what we collect from the users may not be the value, may not be the integer, or it may be some strings or some other cases, and we need to use one times this collected data to ensure that what we collect is a number, is an integer or some floating number. Okay, so because everyone knows that one times every number will be the number itself, so we need to use one times the collected number, and we assign the collected number to the variable TV. Okay, so this is our this is a case of collecting the input value from the users. So now we can just get back to check whether it can works. So refresh, and we can see a new text box which require us to enter the TV price, and we can just give the input of $2,000 to this text box and just click OK. And later the web page will just present the final price equal to $1,083.2. So this is the right answer, right? And also, sometimes we can also collect the discount percentage from the users. We can just change line 13 to 1 times prompt, enter the discount percent. Okay, and change back. Refresh this web page. First, the TV price, and also we can enter the discount percent, which is 12%. Okay, so the computation result is also the same. So that's the way we collect the value from the web page users. Sometimes not only you will read your code, some other programs will also try to learn your code. In order to just tell them how you construct your code, how you just assign and initialize your variables, you need to just add some command to your code to help us read your code better. So we need to use the double slash as a command in the script. So double slash like the variable TV represents for the TV price. Okay, so this is a command for our code, and if we change back to the web page, it will not you can see that the command will not change anything. Okay, so we may face with the last task. The last task is to add the shopping as a shipping list. If the discounted price is larger than $1,500, then a shipping cost of 10% is added. Otherwise, the shipping cost is 5%. Okay. So, sorry, as shipping cost. So the task is discounted price is larger than $1,500. The shipping cost will be 10% percent. Otherwise, is the cost is 5%. Okay, so we just add a new task to our code. So we also need to add a if else decision process. Okay, so after we have already get the discounted price, and we need to add if discounted price is larger than 1,500, shipping should equal to zero point 0.1 times discounted price, and else shipping should equal to 0.05 times discounted price. And the computation for the final price will be a little bit different because we need to add the cost for shipping, right? And because we have already used the variable shipping, we need to add an announcement for this variable shipping equals to 0. Okay, so this is the task for the computation for TV price with the shipping cost. So we can just save this file and then change back to test the calculation, the correctness of the calculation on 2000 and sorry, 2000. Discount will be 12%, and the final price is $2,059.2. So this is the total cost with shipping cost. Okay, I think this is just some basic JavaScript programming, including the code for announcing your variables, initialize your variables, and do the basic computation for adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. And also, I have told you how to use if-else structure, which is first if function and pair brackets. Within the brackets, you need to add the decision condition, and then within the larger brackets, you need to add the computation process, and also with else. And we can use the alert function to display our results. So this is all for the first recitation about JavaScript coding. Later we will teach you the much more complicated programming for JavaScript. And the attendance question for this recitation is, what is the operating system that your TAs is using right now? The attendance question is, what is the operating system of your TA's computer? The answer to this question is Microsoft Windows. The answer to this question is Microsoft Windows. Okay, so this is all for this presentation. Bye. See you next week. And maybe I will just make up a small video to talk about the preparation for exam, the exam 1, the first exam. And look, you can just see my announcements. Bye.